Oh, hey, let's try this again in video format so I can upload a long video. Alright, yeah. Okay, I'm in Eckley's Minor Village. I went to the museum. I walked down the row of homes and now I'm walking back up through. So, there's there's about 3 or 4 more houses up that way. It's a beautiful day. The houses with the mailboxes are, people live there, and first thing I did was walk into on somebody's porch with a mailbox. Oh. Yeah, this was a mining town. These houses were company owned. So they're all like cookie cutter, and they've been restored. These buildings have been here since the beginning of the mine in the 1850s. Probably wasn't a good place to live, but yeah, this village was bought by a film company to film the movie Molly Maguire's, and then it was sold to a conservation ship, and they acquired it in 1971, I believe, and then the state of Pennsylvania took over in 73, where the conservation gave it to the state for a tourist area to see how it was back in those days. And I'm sure it would have been all black and dusty and dirty. This was the I only saw 2 churches here in town. Back up. This was the Protestant church. The Catholic church is all the way up by the visitor center. There probably were more churches and probably more of the town, but a lot of this is long gone. I used to live in the village of Newtown, Schuylkill County, and at one time that area where I lived was Newtown, Swatara, what the heck's the other one now? Shoot, Zerby, that's it, Zerby. So yeah, each one of those towns had about 2,000 people, and the only thing left now is Newtown. I think there's about 400 when I left the county, that is. So I wish I could edit videos better. I'm gonna try on this one. I got a bunch of short form clips, so I had the camera pointed the wrong way. Yeah, here's one of those house foundations. Sorry for the shaky. Should have brought my gimbal with me. I use that for my old video camera, but my cell phone takes much better pictures. So yeah, you can see some of them are not not in the greatest of shape, but I'm sure they were all falling apart. The porch is falling on this one. Then you can see one that's been recently reworked. It's got new windows, recent porch, roof, etc. Like I said, here, same thing. But these are two family flats. No, this is a 1 family here. That's a 1 family. This would have been like the skilled miners, like a foreman, I think. But yeah, these are the bigger houses. These are the skilled workers' houses here. Up further is the laborers' houses, and they're tiny. Because you gotta remember, there's 2. You had a couple rooms. That's about all you had. You didn't really have a living room. You walk in the front door, you had a bedroom. So they did a nice job observing this. I'm trying to be a good cameraman. The breaker they built for the movie is up there. I'm not sure what happened to it. There's a sign there they're going to build a new one, though. It's not going to be a real breaker. It's going to be, to look like one. This was the company store. You can see I got all these. So cookie cutter houses are nothing new. Been going on for hundreds of years. Like a stable here. And you can see it just goes on and on and on. It's about a mile long strip here of homes. And there's a couple people living here. Some of the houses have mailboxes, like I said earlier. Yeah, I get my exercise in today. I'm crossing off my things to see in cold country bucket list. I got a couple museums to get to yet. I don't know if I'll have time today. One of them's too far away from here. I'm up near, I'm camping near Wilkes-Barre. So yeah, one of them is down in Ashland. I'll go to that one some other time. I might go to the museum in Scranton. I was up there at the Lackawanna coal mine tour, and it was too late to go into the Pennsylvania coal mining museum, which is right next to the Lackawanna mine. Well, you can see this just goes on and on. This house has a garden. You see that would have been a summer kitchen behind there. Every one of these houses has, every one of these buildings has 2 outhouses, multiple outbuildings. Originally they would have been closing in their summer porch. Here's one here up here. You can see they connected the. I'll get up to it here in a minute. That one right there. You can see they connected the summer kitchen to the house via another addition there, which was very common to give people extra living space, because not only do the families live in these houses, they were expected to take on at least one single male boarder. Single men did not get their company houses. They had to live in boarding houses, or they had to board with residents. So imagine if you had a little house here, you got 7 to 10 kids, and then you have a boarder. It's a tough life up here. Yeah, you can see that there. And then I forgot, I missed, there's a foundation to a house right there. This is one of the few remaining coal villages that's intact, that haven't been totally remodeled into, something that didn't even resemble this, or torn down, or a lot of places you go, the abandoned mine towns, there's nothing there, just foundations. But yeah, this is nice. I've been wanting to come here for years, and I'm finally doing it. Getting out. Got 6,000 miles in my car already. Previous years, taking care of Mom, I'd be lucky to put 3,000 on the car in a year. So yeah, having a blast. Trying to remember all the good times I had with my family. This is what we did. We did a lot of sightseeing. We did a lot of historic sites and museums. And I don't remember my dad ever taking me hiking. We liked to go camping. We went camping a lot. And even when my dad wasn't home, when he had his active duty, my mom would take me camping, until she couldn't camp anymore. She had a back injury. Yeah, here's the smaller ones. It's 2 families. Oh, they're different shapes, but here, look how small these are. For, 2 family. They would be small today for a 1 family house. Oh yeah, there's another foundation. And you can see all kinds of little outbuildings back here. Probably chicken coop, hog pen, outhouse, firewood shed maybe. Alright, we're coming up to the end here. Alright. There's another foundation right there. Not sure what these trees are. They're beautiful. And to whoever lives in this house, I'm sorry I walked on your porch and looked in your windows. I did not see the mailbox. I'm sure it happens. Yeah, these are the laborers' family houses here. You see how small they are. And yeah, there's probably, you know, in between each one of these was probably another one. Probably one here. Who knows? Could have been on the other side of that. All the outbuildings this one has. All right. Almost done. It's the Catholic Church. See the view out there, outhouses, and then everywhere. Look at all the outbuildings on this one here. Alrighty, church. And finally, the either the mine owner or the person in charge of the mine. I'm not sure who owned this house or lived in this house. Sure is nice. But yeah, even by today's standards, that mansion is small. Oops. Watch where I'm walking. There you go. Zoomed in good on the house. All right, back to the ground here. It says museums, stores closed until further notice. Oh, what a shame. I don't like to look inside here. The unique window trim. A nice view of the church from right next door. Yeah, there's the visitor center and the museum. And this is where the miners would have put out their recycling. Yeah, it's nice. Nice bench here to sit on. Closing porch. Oh, look at the old light fixture up there with the old socket to plug adapter. I remember my dad using them all the time. Be plugging power tools into the front porch light. Alright. I got this ramp up here. I guess for handicaps can get in, which is good. Alrighty, would have been the. Guess this would have been the carriage shed. That was probably some kind of outbuilding for animals or something. I don't know. Yeah, even this place, the biggest house on the property isn't that big. Big hunk of anthracite coal out there. We got here 15 minutes. Alrighty, almost done. Almost done. Now I'm getting hungry. That was quite a. Been here quite a while. I have pictures and videos of the inside of the visitor center too. Yeah, let's just show this big hunk of coal. Anthracite coal. And for being late summer, I did get some pictures of flowers. Look at that. Ooh. 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 Ooh, I could heat my house for a while with that. We're at the entrance here to the village. And here is a one of these old cast iron signs that the state of Pennsylvania puts up, or used to put up. It'd probably take some freaking work there to cast that. Alrighty. Okay, there's the visitor center. Over here we got some sort of electric mine locomotive. Yeah, that's what it is. Electric mine locomotive. And we're done. A few feet to my car. Now it's time to go find some lunch. Yeah, wheels are all dusty. Not too bad. It's been raining a little bit, so keeps dust down at the campsite. Alrighty. Everybody had a good time coming with me on the video, at least. Yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Everybody take care and God bless. Bye.